I think you can hear me. Let's get back to the lesson. Discovering Tut, the saga continues. Yesterday we discussed already Howard Carter opening the tomb of Tutankhamun. He just recorded each and every item that was inside the grave, which included the shroud, and the body was decorated with the garlands of willow and willowy leaves, wild celery, flowers and leaves, lotus petals, cornflowers. The presence of these things gave a signal that the burial has taken place in the month of March or April. After having recorded each and everything, when he finally reached the mummy, he got into trouble. What was the trouble? The trouble was that the ritual raisins that were used at the time of the burial had hardened, and because of that, the mummy of Tutankhamun was attached to the bottom of the gold coffin. It was cemented to the bottom of the gold coffin. He could not remove that body any amount of legitimate force that he could use without doing any harm to the mummy. He was not able to do. Since there was no way to do, but he tried to loosen that raisins with the help of the heat in the desert. But that was also not successful. We have seen in the last class. About 149 degrees Fahrenheit heat, they use the sun rays to just heat it up. But then we find that the mummy got remained attached to the bottom. He could not separate. Therefore, he had to do something. What he did? He had to chisel away. He had to use a chisel and then cut every major joint of the Tutankhamun's body. And then finally, he was able to remove him from the place where he was resting. Had he not done it, why he has done it? Had he not done it, because with the discovery of this tomb, the news went far and wide. Many tourists also came there. Among those tourists, it is possible that there may be some thieves also. That is why so much of wealth, so much of riches, so much of gold and other ornaments and articles are found with the body. Had he left everything there and left the place, the thieves would have come and circumvented, surrounded the guards there. They could have been defeated and they could take away all the wealth. And that is why he had to cut each portion of his body. And then he just managed to separate those adornments from the body. We have discussed up to this yesterday. Now, in Tut's time, the royals were fabulously wealthy and they thought or hoped they could take their riches with them. So, during the time of Tutankhamun, what is mentioned? The royals, the people who belonged to the royal family, they were fabulous, they were fully wealthy, they were very rich. And they thought and they hoped, they not only thought, they also believed that after their death, they can carry their wealth with them. And that is why Tutankhamun was actually buried with a lot of wealth. For his journey to the great beyond, the King Tut was lavished with the glittering goods, and that is why for his journey to the great beyond, after this life, when he was going to the next birth, because we know that in Hindu mythology, it is said that one life goes through 7 births. After one birth and death, Depending on the life that particular person lives, he will be given another birth. Like that, he has to go through 7 births. So anyway, next life. So Tutankhamun, after the death, before he is entering into the next life, there is a journey. And during that journey, he required many things. And that is why he was lavished. He was actually bestowed with a lot of wealth, which he may require during the journey to the next life. So those things were all glittering goods, shining goods made of gold, precious metals. He had precious collars. These are the precious collars which are used by the Raja or Maharaja or the king. Inlaid necklaces, Vajram Padipicha necklaces. So what all things he had used? So he had also used inlaid necklaces. See another picture. Bracelets are used in the hand. This is a picture of a bracelet used by Tutankhamun. Golden bracelets. This article you should remember. This is another picture of a bracelet. Rings, golden rings, precious stone rings. What all things were buried with his body. Amulets are actually things which are worn by people with the belief that when you wear this, it will just bring you good luck. Normally, people go to the astrologer or to pujaris or some people like that, religious people, and collect amulets and they tie in any part of their body. And people believe that with the help of these amulets, they will be protected from all kind of evil. A ceremonial apron. Another one is a ceremonial apron. Ceremonial apron means a kind of cloth which is worn by the Maharaja at the time when he just appear before the public in his kingly attire. So ceremonial apron. Sandals. These are the things you should remember this list. He also used sandals, and sandals were also buried with him. Sheath for his fingers and toes. Sheath means covering on. This is a sword sheath. Now there are sheaths are there for the fingers. For protecting the fingers and the toes, sheaths are used. You might have seen the tailors when they are stitching with the needle, in order to protect your finger ends, they are also wearing sheaths, coverings. And the now iconic inner coffin and also the inner coffin, 3-layer coffin, the inner coffin, the iconic, which is the shape of an icon. And again, mask all of your goods. He was also buried with the mask. And what is that mask is made of? They are all made of pure gold. We had the picture of the mask on the screen. To separate Tut from his adornments, Cartersmen removed the mummy, his head. So what this Carter's men have done, in order to separate Tut, they had to remove Tut's body from his adornments. What will be adornments? The things which are decorated his body, adornments, mask and sheath and all those things. Carter's men, what they have done? They had to remove mummy's head. First, they removed the head of the mummy and then severed nearly every major joints. He could not take everything together. The mummy could not be lifted all together. So what he did, every major joint was cut into pieces so that at least that portion will be saved. Once they had finished removing the mummy from the gold coffin, they reassembled the remains on a layer of sand in a wooden box with the padding that concealed the damage. The bed where Tut now rests. This is very important. Where is the Tut now lying down? He is actually lying down in a wooden box, wooden coffin. He was buried in a gold coffin. The gold coffin, after discovery, it cannot be kept there because the thieves will take away. And therefore, what they have done, the carter's men removed him when he was not able to remove his body together. Head was separated, hand was separated, leg was separated. In fact, every major joint was cut into pieces, and then a wooden coffin was taken, spread some sand in it, and then assembled that body inside that wooden box, and then concealed the joints which was cut into pieces with the bandages. And this is the place where Tut at present taking rest. I hope you follow. Now coming to archaeology. Archaeology has changed substantially in the intervening decades, focusing less on treasure and more on the fascinating details of life and intriguing mysteries of death. So now when you come to archaeology, excavation of things from under the earth, and learning more about the past with the help of archaeology. So archaeology is a science which was followed or studied by people from the very time immemorial. But what change has taken place in the field of archaeology is that it has changed substantially, very much, in the intervening decades, in the recent decades, focusing less on treasure. Because when Tutankhamun's body was found for the first time, people paid their focus on the treasure with which he was buried. But now what happens? People shifted their focus from the treasure onto certain other things. What are they? They wanted to know fascinating details of his life and intriguing, രഹസ്യങ്ങളാണ്, mysteries of death. So people wanted to know some details about the life of Tutankhamun, and also they wanted to know some mysteries of his death, the reason for his death. So archaeology, people interested in archaeology, when his tomb was invented for the first time, they were interested in the treasure with which Tutankhamun was buried. But as the years went by, people got tired of speaking about that wealth, and then they turned their attention towards some details about the life of the Tutankhamun and also the reason for his death or the causes of the death. It also uses more sophisticated tools, including medical technology. Now you see, what do you mean by tools? We know tools. Tools, tools. These are the pictures of some of the tools. Now it also uses more sophisticated tools. Doesn't mean that these are the tools which are used. These are all tools. But then now archaeology uses more sophisticated. Sophisticated more developed, more minute tools, including medical technology. That means the technology which is used in the field of medicine or medical field is also used in archaeology. And what are the technology which is used in medical technology? Like CT scan, MRI, X-ray. These are all actually basically used in order to diagnose a disease. And now what happens? The same thing has been used in archaeology. Now you must be very careful. Listen to every details. In 1968, more than 40 years after Carter's discovery, an anatomy professor x-rayed the mummy and revealed a startling fact. First of all, you keep in mind, you rewind your memory, just to bring to your memory when this mummy was discovered for the first time by Howard Carter, the British archaeologist. It was in 1922, if you remember. After many years of futile searching, he managed to discover his tomb in the year 1922. Now 1922 plus 40, 1962. This is 68. So that means we understand that after 46 years, so more than 40 years, exactly to be precise, after 46 years of the first discovery by Carter and his men, an anatomy professor, what is the anatomy professor? A professor who just an expert in the parts of the body, internal organs, etc. X-rayed the mummy. He is the person for the first time X-rayed the Tutankhamun's mummy and revealed a startling fact. And he found out a startling fact. What is the startling, surprising? He found out some surprising information which were not known to them earlier. So now ask a question to yourself. What was the discovery of the anatomy professor when he X-rayed the body? Let's come to the continue. Anatomy, what do you mean by anatomy? Anatomy, you know, in medical colleges and all that, the children, the students, the medical students are actually taught anatomy. In biology practicals, you also study anatomy. So, the parts of the body. So, this is a picture which is suggesting anatomy means just learning the parts of the body. So, that anatomy professor, when he X-rayed, what did he find out? Beneath the resin that case his chest, we found that when he was buried, he was some ritual resins were used, and these ritual resins hardened, and because of that, he was not able to. Carter's men were not able to remove the body freely from the or separate the body from the what I called gold coffin. So here beneath the resin that case is just portion കുറിച്ചാണ് പറയുന്നത്. ഈ ഭാഗമാണ് ഗോൾഡ് കോഫിനില് ടച്ച് ചെയ്ത ഭാഗം. അവിടെ എന്ത് സംഭവിച്ചു? His breastbone and are missing. So the breastbone, ഇവിടെയുള്ള bone and also front sideലുള്ള കുറച്ച് ribs are missing. So these are the two information that is found out by the anatomy professor. What are the two information? The breastbone is missing and some ribs are also missing. It was not found out earlier. So this is about anatomy, different portion of the body, internal organs. അതാണ് ഇവിടെ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. This is for your knowledge only. We don't have to go into detail. This is a part of the science. Today, diagnostic imaging can be done with the computer tomography or CT, by which hundreds of X-rays in cross-section are put together like a slice of bread to create a three-dimensional virtual body. So we already said that for the first time, the body discovered in 1922 by Carter, and 1968, the anatomy professor X-rayed the body and found out the two information. In the first one, breastbone is missing and some ribs are, front ribs are missing. And today, this archaeology has started using more sophisticated medical technology. Like today, diagnostic imaging can be done with the computer tomography, CT scan. It is known as CT nowadays. This is a CT machine. Computer tomography എങ്ങനെയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് നോക്കുക. The person is made to lie on this one, and then his body will be entered inside the machine, by which hundreds of X-rays and cross sections are put together like the slices of bread to create a three-dimensional virtual body. You understand very clearly how this CT scan is taken. What is the technology which is used in CT scan? What is the advantage of CT scan over X-ray? Here, you might have seen modern bread. The modern bread, when you purchase a packet from the market, it is cut into some 10 to 12 pieces. ചെറിയ slice ആയിട്ട് cut ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ് machine ഉപയോഗിച്ച്. When you look at that bread from outside, it is together. You can see only one side. But what happens? The internal portion you cannot see unless it is cut into pieces. But you cannot cut into pieces the body of a person to see what is inside. So what is done? With the help of CT machines, computer tomography, X-rays are passed through the body of a patient, and hundreds of X-rays will be just passing through the body in cross section. അവിടുന്നും ഇവിടുന്നുമായി നൂറുകണക്കിന് എക്സ്റേസ് ശരീരത്തിലേക്ക് പാസ് ചെയ്യും. അത് പാസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ the body will be cut into virtual pieces. ഫിസിക്കലി അല്ല, ഈ എക്സ്റേസ് അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും കടന്നു പോകുമ്പോൾ ശരീരം ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ഭാഗങ്ങളായി തിരിക്കപ്പെടും. How? Just like slices of bread. To create a three-dimensional virtual body, and then it will create images. Three-dimensional pictures will be created. What is three-dimensional pictures? You can look from three angles and you can see inside. You cannot get into the body of a person to see what is inside. You cannot cut it open every time when you want to diagnose. But then with the help of this X-ray, you just slice your body into several small pieces, and each piece pictures, images are taken, and that pictures are three-dimensional pictures, and therefore you will be able to understand very clearly and minutely what problem is there inside the body. So that is the technology which is used in computer tomography. What more would a CT scan reveal or touch than the X-ray? When the anatomy professor in 1968 X-rayed Tutankhamun's body, he found out two startling facts we already mentioned. എന്താണെന്ന് ഞാൻ ഇനി repeat ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. I hope you remember. Now, in 2005, when his body was once again taken out for CT scan, what more information they will get? എക്സ്റേയെക്കാട്ടിലും കുറച്ചും കൂടെ മൈന്യൂട്ടായിട്ട് ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സാണ് കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ ടൊമോഗ്രഫി. So what more can be found out with the help of CT scan? And could it answer two of the biggest questions still lingering about him? Also mentions here there are two mysteries, two questions which the modern world wants to find out answer about the death of Tutankhamun. What are the two questions? How did he die? എങ്ങനെയാണ് Tutankhamun മരിച്ചത്? And how old was he at the time of his death? The second question, which is not answered so far, how old was he when he died? So മരിച്ച സമയത്ത് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് എത്ര പ്രായമുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, എങ്ങനെയാണ് മരിച്ചത്? ഊഹാപോഹങ്ങളുണ്ട്. There are some doubts are there. There are some doubts that he died of snake bite, he was poisoned and he died, or somebody murdered him, he died in the battlefield. Like that, different rumors are there. So what could be the reason of his death? The modern world wants to know. And another thing, that we know that he died in his teenage, but then we do not know exactly the age at which he died. King Tut's demise was a big event, even by royal standards. He was the last of his family's line. Now you see, every death of a king is a very big event. വലിയ ആൾക്കാർ മരിക്കുമ്പോൾ അതെല്ലാവരും അറിയും, ചർച്ച ചെയ്യപ്പെടും. സാധാരണ ആൾക്കാരുടെ മരണം ഒരുപക്ഷെ അവരുടെ ഫാമിലിയും റിലേറ്റീവ്സും ഫ്രണ്ട്സും മാത്രമേ അറിയുകയുള്ളൂ. So but the death of the king, so the death of king was a big event. It was a big event. Everybody came to know about it, even by royal standards. Every king dies, and it becomes a big event. But then comparatively, the death of King Tutankhamun was actually much bigger than anybody's. He was the last of his family line. One of the reasons why the death of King Tutankhamun was a big event. Is that he was the last heir, Avasanate Uttaradigari. After his death, there was no one to become the king from the same family. The golden dynasty in Egypt's history was ruled by Tutankhamun's family, and in that family line, he was the last king, last heir, and that is why it was last of his family line. And his funeral was a death rattle of a dynasty. So he was last of the family line, and his funeral was the death rattle. Rattle means sound. Maranamani anana. It is the death rattle of a dynasty. Or dynasty day. ഒരു ഡിനസ്റ്റിയുടെ അവസാനത്തെ മരണമണി അടിച്ചുകൊണ്ടാണ് അദ്ദേഹം മരിച്ചത്. Or his death was actually the signal of the end of that particular family line which ruled Egypt for centuries. Dynasty. ഇതാണ് ഡിനസ്റ്റി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? നമ്മുടെ തുത്തൻഖാമൂൺസ് ഡിനസ്റ്റി, ആദ്യത്തെ കിങ്, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞുള്ളവർ. But the particulars of his passing away and his aftermath are unclear. So we know that he was the last one, but we do not know how he died. The particulars of his passing away means death, and aftermath, after his death, what happened? It was not known to anybody.